All right. This episode is called Learn How to Speak Fluent English While You Sleep. I tested it for a month. And yeah, I actually turned myself into a little science experiment for 30 nights.
Yeah, and in this one, you'll learn exactly how to use audio while you sleep, so you can boost your listening, remember casual phrases, and feel more fluent in real conversations.
So, people always ask, hey, can I just play English in the background and wake up fluent like magic? And honestly, I wanted to know if that dream is even a little bit true.
Okay, when you told me you were going to sleep with headphones every night, I was like, dude, that sounds uncomfortable. But I was also super curious to see what would actually happen.
It felt a bit weird at first, but I set up a playlist with short, simple English dialogues, lots of everyday phrases, and I let it play quietly all night, every single night.
All right, before we go deep, quick warm-up, because I know people are thinking, did it work? Did you suddenly sound more natural? Or was it just a waste of time?
So, here's the honest answer. I did not wake up like, wow, I'm a different person, but I noticed something subtle. My brain grabbed little chunks, like short sentences, and they popped out of my mouth faster.
That's the key. It's not magic. It's like a gentle boost, and it only works if you also use those phrases when you're awake, talking, texting, and just living your normal life.
A. Super quick. If you're into this kind of practical English and real experiments, hit subscribe and like. It helps a lot, and it keeps us making more episodes for you.
Nice. And yeah, we really appreciate it because, every click tells the algorithm that people actually care about improving their English in a realistic, everyday way.
So, let me explain what I actually listen to, because man, that matters. I didn't choose news or movies or super hard stuff. I picked slow, friendly dialogues with clear, casual English.
Right. And if you're listening, imagine something like short conversations between friends. Things like planning dinner, talking about a show, or complaining about a long day at work. Nothing academic, nothing stressful.
Yeah, my idea was, if my brain hears the same simple patterns again and again while I sleep, maybe those patterns feel more automatic later. Like, they just roll out without me thinking too much.
Okay, quick example, because I know you're probably walking or cooking right now. Listen to this. I'm totally exhausted today, but it was a good day. And just quietly repeat that to yourself.
So, now imagine that same sentence playing softly while you sleep. Your brain is relaxed, you're not overthinking grammar, and the rhythm of the sentence just kind of sinks in over time.
But here's the thing. If you never say it while you're awake, it just stays passive. So tomorrow, when someone asks how you are, try saying, I'm totally exhausted today, but it was a good day.
All right. First mistake I made, the volume. I started way too loud, and my sleep was trash. So if you try this, keep the volume low enough that it feels almost like background air.
If it's so loud that you're like, ugh, this is annoying, your brain is fighting the sound instead of relaxing. And then honestly, You'll just be tired and grumpy the next day.
So, another thing I learned, it helps a lot if you already know the content, like you've heard the dialogue once or twice during the day, before letting it play at night.
Right. Your brain loves familiarity. So, listen when you're awake first, maybe on the bus or while doing the dishes. Then recycle that exact same audio during sleep.
Okay, let's give you a tiny routine. During the day, choose a 5-minute conversation in English. Listen once, then shadow it. Repeat after it, even if you feel silly talking to yourself.
Then, at night, you play that same little conversation on loop, super soft, and your job is simple. Just sleep, breathe, and let your ears do a bit of lazy work while you rest.
After about a week of doing this, I noticed certain lines just came out of my mouth when I was texting friends. Like I'd type them without planning, and it felt surprisingly natural.
Okay, let's test that idea with you right now. We'll say a few everyday lines. You repeat them, and later you can clip this part or replay it at night if you want.
All right, try this one. Let's grab a coffee after work. Say it out loud if you can, or at least move your mouth a little, because that physical movement really helps build the habit.
Nice! Now another one. Text me when you get home. Super common, super friendly, and you can use it with neighbors, coworkers, or family without sounding formal or weird.
So, what actually changes when you combine this kind of sleepy listening with real-life use? Yeah? Let's talk about that, because after about 2 weeks, I noticed my reaction time in conversations felt smoother, like my mouth didn't need to wait for my brain to translate every little thing. I still made mistakes, of course, but the pauses were shorter, and I felt more relaxed jumping into small talk.
Honestly, that relaxed feeling is the real superpower here. Because when you're less tense, you hear more details. You catch little words like though or actually, and those tiny words make you sound more natural. Sleep listening plus calm daily practice turns English from a scary school subject into a regular background sound that your brain is used to, like music you grew up with.
And I'm not saying, hey, just sleep and never study. That's not it at all. I'm saying use your sleep as bonus time, like a quiet assistant helping your memory. During the day, you still need real conversations, messages, maybe voice notes with friends. But at night, the audio keeps your brain gently connected to the rhythm of the language. That combination felt way more powerful than either one alone.
All right, let's break down a simple plan you can actually follow for a month. Because yeah, experiments only matter if you can copy them. Week 1, choose one short audio, no more than 5 minutes, with casual English. And make it your best friend. Listen while cooking, repeating lines under your breath, then play that same file while you sleep, every night. Week 2, switch to a new conversation, but keep the same routine.
Then, weeks 3 and 4, things get interesting, because by that time your ears are kind of trained, so you can slowly add slightly faster audio. Maybe a relaxed podcast or a story. Nothing too intense. You still repeat key lines out loud during the day, but your nighttime playlist can be a mix of older dialogues and this newer material looping quietly while you rest. It feels like building layers of sound in your brain.
And here's a big mistake to avoid, because I know some of you are very motivated and thinking, I'm going to play 10 hours of random English every night. If the content is too difficult or changes all the time, your brain doesn't really grab the patterns, it just hears noise. Repetition of the same friendly phrases is way more powerful than a huge mountain of complicated audio.
So, picture this. You come home after work, you're tired. You don't want to open a textbook, but you can still do something small. You put on that 5-minute conversation, maybe about meeting a friend at the park. You listen once, then you pause and copy 2 or 3 sentences out loud, almost like you're acting in a tiny scene. Later, the exact same audio plays at night while you sleep, reinforcing those same lines.
Let's actually give you a micro scene to practice because it's more fun that way. Imagine you're inviting a neighbor to hang out. Repeat after me. Hey, are you free this weekend? Then, we're having a small barbecue. You should come. And finally, it'll be super chill, nothing fancy. These are the kind of friendly, low-pressure sentences that feel great to hear again during sleep, because you'll really use them.
And notice, none of that was formal or businesslike. It's all just regular life English, the kind you use in the hallway, in the elevator, or standing in line for coffee. When your brain hears relaxed phrases like that many times, both awake and asleep, they start to feel safe and familiar, so you don't freeze when it's time to talk. That's a big win for confidence.
Another cool thing I noticed with my own experiments, I tried this too, was that my listening stamina improved a bit. Normally, when you listen in a second language, you get tired quickly. But when you surround yourself with gentle English audio at night, your ears kind of train to stay with the sound longer. It makes long chats with friends or coworkers feel less exhausting.
Now, we should talk about comfort, because seriously, if you hate the experience, you won't keep it up for a month. I tried soft headphones, but in the end, a small speaker on the nightstand worked better for me. Turned way down, so it was almost a whisper. The goal is to forget it's there and just drift off while your brain quietly collects those phrases in the background.
If you live with other people, that can be tricky, so you might choose to use this method just during naps, or maybe with very short sessions at the beginning of the night. Even 30 minutes of light, repeated listening while you're half asleep can help your brain review without effort. The key is consistency, not perfection. So do what actually fits your life.
Let's throw in an interactive challenge, because I want you to feel this, not just understand it. I'm going to say 3 casual sentences. Then you try to repeat each one a little faster than you usually would, but still clearly. Ready? I'll do it tomorrow, I promise. Then, let's just keep it simple. And finally, that sounds good to me. You can replay this part tonight if you like.
And here's a more advanced twist. For those of you who already feel comfortable with basic sentences, after you repeat, try changing just one word, like, that sounds perfect to me, or let's just keep it fun. Tiny changes like that train your flexibility, And if you hear similar versions in your sleep, your brain gets even better at mixing and matching phrases in real time.
One common error we see, and we hear this from a lot of learners, is focusing only on single words, like vocabulary lists, instead of full chunks. During sleep, a list of disconnected words doesn't really help much. But complete phrases like, "Do you want to join us?" or "I'm running a bit late" are super useful. Your brain loves those ready-to-use pieces.
So, if you're building your own playlist, make it phrase-heavy, not word-heavy, and keep it casual and friendly. Think about the way you actually talk to friends, roommates, partners, or kids, and look for audio that matches that vibe. The closer it is to your real daily life, the more likely you are to actually use those lines later.
Another tip that helped me a lot was pairing sleep listening with a tiny evening routine, almost like brushing your teeth, but for your English. 10 or 15 minutes before bed, I'd sit down, listen to my chosen conversation, pause after each line, and quietly shadow it. By the time I lay down, my brain was already swimming in those same sounds, so the nighttime listening felt like natural continuation.
And that tiny evening ritual can also calm your mind after a long day, which is great for your mental health as well as your language learning. You're not cramming or stressing, you're just letting the words wash over you in a low-pressure way. That relaxed state is exactly what you want right before you fall asleep, so the whole thing supports better rest, not worse.
Let's do one more mini practice round together, because hey, this is a podcast, not a textbook. Repeat after me. I had a long day, but I'm okay. Then, let's talk about it tomorrow. And finally, thanks for listening to me. These are the kinds of sentences that build emotional connection with people around you, and they also sound great in a gentle nighttime playlist.
And remember, you don't need perfect grammar to connect, especially in casual English. If you're relaxed and your sentences are simple and clear, people usually understand you just fine and feel comfortable with you. Sleep listening is just one more tool to make those simple sentences come out more easily when you need them.
All right, we're getting close to the end, so let's quickly summarize the main idea of this whole experiment. Use your daytime for real interaction and short repeated practice with friendly conversations. Then use your nighttime as bonus review time with the same audio, played softly while you sleep. Over a few weeks, your listening gets stronger, your phrases feel more automatic, and your confidence grows.
And if you try this for a month, notice how you feel when you talk to coworkers, neighbors, or friends. Watch for faster reactions and less stress, not magic perfection. That's the real sign that it's working for you. And hey, where are you listening from, by the way? We genuinely love to know in the comments.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. Keep taking small, realistic steps with your English. And if this episode helped you at all, please subscribe, drop a like, and we'll talk to you in the next one.